Coming up in today's video, Mel Kiper is grading the New Orleans Saints 2024 NFL draft class. And on top of that, I'm going to give my reaction and thoughts to each individual selection and kind of just respond to what Mel Kiper had to say. But in case you missed it or in case you just need a refresher, here is the 2024 New Orleans Saints draft class. I absolutely love the picks that the Saints made, and I think that each one of these guys can make a big-time impact for the black and gold. So help me welcome the newest players and the newest faces of the New Orleans Saints by liking today's video. Hit that thumbs up icon so that way these new guys feel the warm welcomes. So diving into Mel Kiper's draft grades here, basically he released an article and he graded all 32 teams in terms of their 2024 NFL draft classes and whatnot, and he did give the New Orleans Saints a B grade. Now, personally, I gave the Saints an A-, so B, I'm like, it's not too far off, and to be quite honest, Mel gave, like, everybody a B. Feels like he's kind of just tired of doing this kind of content, but he does think that Mickey Loomis did, quote, a fine job with this class. So the next part of this, I'm going to go through some individual parts and talking about what Mel Kiper said about some individual players and then give my reaction. So let's kick things off with Mel Kiper. I wanted to see them come away with a pro-ready lineman who could compete for one of those spots. That's exactly what they got in Taliese Fuaga at pick number 14. A nasty blocker in the run game with great feet as a pass protector. He was my top-ranked tackle on the board when New Orleans got on the clock at 14, and Fuaga spent his career at right tackle, but I wouldn't be shocked if he got a chance on the left side to see if he could make the conversion. The fact is, New Orleans got better on day one, and on day two, if they traded up a few spots to snag Kool-Aid McKinstry at 41. Originally, the Saints had the 45th selection, moved up just 4 spots. A really talented cornerback who doesn't have the elite speed, but he's a physical in press coverage, and he's going to be a good pro. And I'm just going to say this, I absolutely loved the pick of Kool-Aid McKinstry. Taliese Fuaga, I totally agree with Mel Kiper. He is going to make a massive impact starting day one, and whether or not it's the left or on the right side, that's just up for the coaching staff to figure out and up to Trevor Penning's development. But in terms of Kool-Aid McKinstry, there is massively high upside across the entire depth chart in the defensive back room, and Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to be a big-time beneficiary of having this depth chart you see on your screen. Now, obviously, your starting 5 in the defensive backs are going to be Paulson Adebo, Tyrann Mathieu. In my opinion, it's going to be Jordan Howden over a JT Gray or Jonathan Abram. But I also think Marshawn Lattimore, obviously, is going to be a starting cornerback. And Alontae Taylor, I think, is going to hold it down in the nickel. That's just kind of what I'm projecting right now, what I'm predicting. But I also could see a free agency addition being added. Dare I say a Justin Simmons being thrown into the mix here as well. But I think that this defensive back group is pretty damn solid. And on top of that, I'm a big fan of what Dennis Allen is capable of in terms of developing defensive backs and turning these younger guys into absolute studs at the NFL level. So rank the Saints defensive back group across the NFL. Scale it 1 to 32. 1, you think it's the best group of DBs across the league. 32, you think this team absolutely stinks. I mean, hell, your great-grandmother could throw about 500 yards in a game against them. I'm going to put them somewhere, in the top 6, 7-ish. I think that it's a really, really good unit. Maybe I'm being a little too biased, but it's your turn to share your thoughts. And also, it's your turn to join the squad because we had 322 plus members of the Houdat Nation join our squad here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. So now it's your turn. If you guys watched some videos from us this week and you enjoyed the coverage and you haven't subscribed yet, this is your chance to do so. If you haven't already, lock us in for daily Saints videos. I'm actually headed out to Mexico this weekend, but the coverage isn't going to stop. So be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications. Hey, hint, tomorrow's video, it's going to be about free agents, and I think the Saints should sign Justin Simmons. There you go, trying to help you out. All right, so Mel Kiper, back to what he was saying. The Saints didn't have a 3rd or 4th round selection, but their 5th rounder was one of the most interesting picks on day 3. Now, there's a scenario in which Spencer Rattler, who was picked 150 overall, is their starting QB in a few years. He has the arm talent and the accuracy to develop behind Derek Carr. Now, I personally believe that Spencer Rattler is in an incredibly perfect situation. He gets time to just sit back, relax, learn the system, become a quality football player at the NFL level, and on top of that, he can really hone in his skills, really craft his leadership, and turn into the player that he was highly touted to be when he was getting recruited out of high school and played at OU and, still played at a really high level for the Gamecocks last year in the last 2 seasons, actually. So why I believe Spencer Rattler can be great, other than that jersey swap that my girlfriend did, that thing was freaking sick. I know that some people are mad about the 2 number, but get over it. He does have incredible arm talent. There is no doubt about it. This kid can sling the rock. He can throw the pill all over the yard. I absolutely love the tape. Go watch some of his highlights, man. I'm not kidding. I'm so damn excited to see what this kid can do in the preseason. And on top of that, his pocket awareness and his toughness is really, really impressive. He has a very smart, he's just smart. He knows where guys are going to be and when they're coming, bringing the rush, bringing some pressure. He knows how to maneuver in the pocket, get out of the way. He's also not afraid to take the hit so he can hit the receiver, make the good throw, make the deep shot. I absolutely love those attributes as well. He has really good accuracy. He can hit the ball in all 3 levels. He can spread it out sideline to sideline. I think that he has one of the better arms in this draft class, just purely based on arm talent. And his out-of-structure playmaking is really impressive. He's not a super fast and super, extremely athletic quarterback, but it kind of reminds me of a Patrick Mahomes where he's not super fast. He's not going to burn you with the speed, but he moves fluidly and he knows how to use his body movement to create space and to be an effective ball carrier. And on top of that, he gets to sit, he gets to learn, he gets to develop, and then he gets to go win football games. So I think that Spencer Rattler is in a phenomenal situation in New Orleans, and I got a lot more thoughts, and we got to get back to what Mel Kiper said here in just one moment, but I wouldn't be able to make today's video if it weren't for our awesome sponsors over at Game Time. Now, Game Time is my favorite ticketing app, and it's the #1 ticketing app in my personal opinion. You can get zone deals, flash deals, all sorts of cool promos, and on top of that, the prices drop as the event gets closer. So if you want to get tickets to an LSU football game, or hopefully the Pels can figure it out in the NBA playoffs so we can try and get another game here back at the Blender. Maybe you want to go get tickets to the game tonight. Maybe you want to get tickets to a Saints vs. Buccaneers game or the Saints vs. Falcons game. We don't have the dates, but we know the opponents, and you can get tickets on Game Time. So if you download the Game Time app and you use our code CHATSPORTS, you get $20 off your first purchase, which basically means I'm buying you your first beer, your first hot dog, your first set of refreshments if you use our promo code CHATSPORTS. Terms do apply. One more time. Use our code CHATSPORTS when you download the Game Time app to get $20 off your first purchase today. So back to Mel Kiper, and this is where people are going to start coming for my neck here. I'm going to go ahead and warn you. If you do miss Michael Thomas, and if you were like, he is irreplaceable, there's nobody who could ever do this, I would recommend clicking out of this video now. I listed Bub Means as my favorite wide receiver before the draft, says Mel Kiper. He was a 5th-round steal. I also liked the defensive tackle Khristian Boyd. I gave New Orleans a low grade a year ago. But I don't see much wrong with this haul at this time. General manager Mickey Loomis did a fine job this weekend. So let's talk about the sleeper pick in Bub Means. 6'2", 215 pounds, 41 receptions, 721 yards, and 6 touchdowns for Pittsburgh. And on top of that, he had averaged 17.6 yards per catch, which was really good in my personal opinion. And I'm going to be honest, sure, the numbers don't jump off, but go and watch his tape. This kid has a mean slant route. And on top of that, I'm just going to show you this. Don't shoot the messenger. All I'm doing here is speaking facts. Look at the screen right now. Bub Means, 6'2", 215 pounds. Michael Thomas, 6'3", 212 pounds. He had a 40-yard dash faster than Michael Thomas. A much better vertical jump. And the relative athletic score certainly is interesting. He's, according to the RAS, he is more athletic. He is more explosive. And I know that Michael Thomas's big thing is how good he is one-on-one with route running. But I do want to put out this one thing. He also had 781 yards in receiving his senior year at Ohio, or his last year at Ohio State, whereas Bub Means was racking in 721 yards, which is pretty close. 9 touchdowns versus 6 touchdowns. So, I mean, it's kind of a similar player comp if you do ask me. Now, dare I say it, feel free to rip me in the comments. I'm ready to go to battle with anyone who wants to argue with me. I think Michael Thomas, he was great. But it is can't guard Bub season. Bub Means looks damn good in the black and gold. He also hits the flex just like Michael Thomas. He has a slant route that's impossible to guard just like Michael Thomas. And on top of that, the size and athletic profile, very similar to MT. So, hey, let's go ahead, show some love to our guy, Bub Means, because I'm absolutely stoked and so excited about this pick. I was watching some clips, watching some tape before I filmed this video, and man, this kid really does feel special, and I think that he could be a really good addition. I can understand why Mel Kiper viewed him so highly regarded. Now, shout him out for me, Saints fans. Who was your favorite draft pick? And if you forgot who they were, well, I'll just give you a second to answer your question, or, scroll down in the comments so that way you can be prepared, because here are the Saints selections. They went with Taliese Fuaga at 14 overall, traded up at 41 to go get Kool-Aid McKinstry. They landed Spencer Rattler at 150 overall. Honestly, one of the more intriguing and interesting picks throughout the entire draft process. Bub Means at 170 overall. I like the idea, I like the addition of Jalen Ford. I think he can bring a lot of really good stuff to the New Orleans Saints. Khristian Boyd is going to be an excellent run-stopping defensive tackle. He has a really nice skill set, and I think he's your Malcolm Roach replacement, like exactly that. And then Josiah Ezerim, the clip of him getting drafted with his family, I mean, he's slapping his leg. He's so damn excited. I can't wait to see what this kid can do for the New Orleans Saints. I think he's going to absolutely bring it, and he's going to be a good offensive tackle for the black and gold. So just to kind of recap everything, Mel Kiper gave the New Orleans Saints a B grade, and I gave them an A-. Like I said, we went through all the quotes. He thinks that Mickey Loomis did a fine job with this draft class. So it's your turn to share your thoughts. Grade the 2024 draft class A, B, C, D, or F. And if you want to include your thoughts about the UDFAs as well, I don't blame you. Share your thoughts in the comments section. And linked in the comments section, the description of this video, is my new Instagram account. I have a personal account, but I wanted to make one that was Saints-specific content. So if you want to get jersey swaps, funny videos, short-form content, and all sorts of cool interactive coverage on Instagram, not just here on YouTube, give me a follow at TraceGirouard48_. It's linked in my personal profile, so if you follow me there, just go visit the profile in my bio right there. It's linked right there, but on top of it, it's also in the comment section description of this video. Saints fans, y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.